Alright, and we are off. So, prologue, pretty easy. We're gonna do some bunny hops. We're gonna get to the end of it. We're gonna do a dash, and it's gonna end. So, not much to say in the beginning, but going into chapter 1, uh, now that we have our dash, we're gonna be seeing our runners take advantage of the dash to do some pretty cool speed tech. Getting, making use of a bunch of, by getting strawberry. He's going for strawberries. Very peculiar. Sound defense. Going standard route here, not trying to go over the spikes. By taking a death, trying to get the strawberry. It looks like he's trying. I know we're only in chapter 1, but this is looking more like an all strawberries run, and at least to start. Not much is known, for me at least, is known about sound defense, so maybe this is buhbai's way of making this race interesting. So anyway, interesting speed tech going on here, making use of some hypers, getting as much speed as possible out of Madeline in chapter 1. In tournament strawberry record, it could be. Alright, so sound defense is done with chapter 1. We are moving on to chapter 2. Old Sight. So we're gonna have dream blocks able to be dashed through, and with dream blocks we are going to we're gonna be able to dash through them, we're gonna be able to jump out of them, and then dashing through them replenishes our dash. So you can see sound defense there, making use of the dashing out, or jumping out of the blocks, rather. By entering chapter 2, making use of extended hypers there to get through everything very quickly. Sound defense entering his chapter 2 battle and fight. See if he gets this corner boost. Nope, he opts for the safe path. Buhbai is no longer going for strawberries. It looks like he's gonna start taking this race a little more seriously. Defense, activating these switches. Getting through this room clean. Doing some hypers, trying to make up some time, or gain some time on buhbai. Defense's PB is currently unknown. I checked on speedrun.com, did not find anything with the name, the sound defense, or anything with sound or defense in it, so currently I don't know. If anybody else can find any information, that'd be great. But it looks like they're a decent runner. There's no telling signs that they're new or anything like that. buhbai is the second place holder for with a let's see, a 30 at 56. So race is gonna be either be very close or it could be blowed out. But I'm hoping for the close race. Those winners are nearing the end here of Chapter 2, Sound Defense just now finishing. buhbai right behind. So Sound Defense starting Chapter 3, introduction of the Dust Bunnies here, and we will be seeing some other stuff. Use of screen transition there to get our jump back. So Sound Defense's PB, we are informed that is a 5402. I'm messing up on setup for this room a couple times. I'm gonna opt to take it safely. That Sound Defense is in is pretty tricky. It gets through it without issue. By tying into a Dust Bunny, that's really unfortunate to see. A cool hyper there on the buhbai screen. Events coming up very soon on the big mess. buhbai one screen behind. Now they are on the same screen. buhbai a couple of seconds difference on his timer from Sound Defense, about 7 seconds. So technically, Sound Defense is still in the lead, but only by 7 seconds. buhbai actually taking back the lead as I say that. So it was still a very close race. Very cool to see. This big mess section of this chapter is very obnoxious to try to navigate through. So optimization of movement in this portion can save or lose you sometime. Spike jump there, buhbai. Speed tech coming out here. He's just getting up that wall so quick. Sound Defense opting to go the safe route, not taking the spike jump. I mean, they're not comfortable with it yet. doing it in a tournament scene, but nonetheless gets through the room. Gonna start the second of 3 parts of the big mess here. Buhbai starting his third portion. Stuck there on the bookcase. These tries on Sound Defense's screen is actually very obnoxious, timing based, so getting through that room is good on your first try. By showing off, doing some hypers back and forth. Sound Defense finishing his second portion. Wise, coming towards the end of his third portion here. I believe this is the final room before the switch. Oh, he's already hit the switch. I missed him getting the key. He's gonna come here, get the key, retry, getting the warp back to the start. Dashing straight through those dust bunnies, basically. Not even going in a diagonal. It's pretty spiffy stuff. Making solid work at this Oshiro. Oh, misses the spring there. Take the death. Being right over those dust bunnies. Gonna move on to the next room. Dashes up the wall, climb out of there. Sound Defense making his way towards the Oshiro fight. Gonna be about 4 or 5 rooms. Just corner boosts, very smooth. Buhbai finishing his chapter 3 in 11-minute some second time. Pretty impressive. Sound Defense in his last room before the Oshiro fight. By going into chapter 4, introduction of the bubble mechanic and the clouds that will enhance the jump of Madeline. Those 2 coin switches are very difficult to get quickly by making very good quick work of that. Also doesn't even need to use that block. Don't even need to use those blocks. Very easy what top level runners are doing. Boost. Sound Defense on the last room of his Oshiro fight. Pretty long room, so hopefully he doesn't have to take any deaths. Ah, oh, that just takes that one right there. Commentator's curse coming into effect there. Up to the wall real quick. Alright, good. Ops Oshiro, get out of here, man. This is my chapter, you can't be here. He finishes his chapter 3, going into chapter 4. by having to deal with this heavy wind here. It's a little bunny, little hop off that wall. Now the wind is going to be really heavy. Basically, you're not able to move forward while this heavy wind is on you unless you're dashing. But buhbai doesn't care about what's going on. He's gonna make such quick work of these rooms that the wind isn't even gonna affect him. The snowball bop. Oh, this is the last bubble there. Unfortunate. I'm ensuring that he does some bunny hops, going after some hypers to get his dash back. Doesn't have to do extended hypers to do that. Finishing chapter 4, going into chapter 5, Mirror Temple. Sound defense almost going into a strawberry room. Noticing that, decides to go correct way. Gonna go for this block, not gonna go for the setup for skipping it. It's totally okay. Ooh, tries to skip the second block here. Takes the death trying to get this double jump replenisher. I'm making quick work of the first key of the temple. Oh, that's a very cool skip. I have not seen that yet. So, I'm assuming what happened there is buhbai jumped to get enough height to trigger the cutscene, then skipping the cutscene, putting the X coordinate. Going for this corner boost, gets the double bubble skip, very cool. But moving the X coordinate of Madeline to where the cutscene would put them. The Y coordinate doesn't change, giving you the space to not have to go around and hit that switch. You can just hit it right there. Quick movement. Oh, it's the retry. Oh, it happens to all of us. And when I say it happens to all of us, I can even say that because even top level runners it happens to. So if you see that, it hurts. It does hurt. Work with the Seeker. And we are now in the Seeker section of Mirror Temple. Making good use of the momentum provider blocks there. I have not seen him used like that. Not watch enough stuff. Nonetheless, we're going to see sound defense moving through chapter 4 here. On the heavy wind portion, snowballs are going to be coming at him. That's the dash into one. Yeah, best idea. Gonna get through this room though. By making quick work of this 5 switch room. Coming up on search skip here for buhbai. Let's go for the backup. Or recovery, doesn't really get it. Really easy there, second try. Seeker's getting scary right there. Bops him for good measure. extended hyper into an ultra. Doesn't get the Seeker bop, so gonna have to go for this backup. Gets it anyway. Shows him who's boss. Theo section here for buhbai on chapter 5. This is the switch. Use Madeline instead. Optimization of Madeline with Theo of this Seeker portion is very difficult. Not only having to throw Theo to be able to dash with Madeline, but if you mistime the grabbing of Theo after the dash, you could easily just go past him. You can grab him too early and maybe not get the most out of your dash. You could get hit by a Seeker. All of these things can come into an effect if you are not able to manage Theo properly. So buhbai doing just that, getting to chapter 5 here. Sound Defense is in chapter 5 now, unlocking his first key door, going to the Theo cutscene. Buhbai going to chapter 6 here. So, new things, chapter 6. Feathers. Continuous directional dash in a single direction for a good 5+ seconds. Getting like skip there, very cool, buhbai. But the feathers allow you to go in a continuous direction, and as long as you were not changing your angle of turn by 13%, you are maintaining maximum speed, so runners will have to change to a control stick, or analog stick rather, for controlling the feather. I think it's really interesting there that the Kevin block still hits the invisible block there even after it breaks. Doesn't even have to hit the bumper there. Kevin block speed all the way. Sound Defense is in the secret portion of the Mirror Temple. See how he handles these rooms here. Coming up on his first Seeker encounter, gets the button, gets over the wall. Pretty simple stuff. More interesting stuff coming up is if Sound Defense can use the Seekers to activate the coins, saving some time. Doesn't really lose much time on the first one. Opts to not bait the Seeker on this room, going for the coins themselves. Very close encounter there with the Seeker. I thought he was dead. Oh my goodness. But you can notice on Sound Defense's screen the light barriers there. Seekers are not able to pass through the light barrier, so if runners feel that they need to use them for any reason, maybe to protect from a Seeker, to bait the Seeker, like we will see later, runners can hide behind the light screen, Seekers can't pass through it, and they will be safe. By coming up here on the battle and fight number 2. Sound defense coming up on search skip. Sound defense getting search skip. First try. By getting the Adeline boost. So the core aspect behind the battle and fight is the optimization of hypers and extended hypers, when to use. You have a reverse jump dash right there from buhbai. So making proper use of your hypers here is pretty important. Hitting battle and does restore your dash, but if you're not really making use of your hypers, you're really losing time just even making your way towards battling. And when you get pushed away, you do, and most often will use your dash to recover control of Madeline and just get generally closer to where she's going to be. This is the platform there. Hitting a retry is a quicker way than just falling into the spikes. Knowing how to optimize deaths when you actually have to take a death is pretty important in this game as well. Instead of falling a full screen length downward to death, what you're doing, you could just hit retry just as it's sometimes quicker. Sometimes it's slower if you are just about to die. It could lose you time from hitting the retry button if your reactions aren't fast enough, so you might as well just take the death at that point. Phase 2 of the battle and fight for buhbai. Sound defense coming up towards the end of the Theo portion of chapter 5. Sorry about that. Reverse hyper off that block. I don't know if that's just swag or if it's actually necessary. Last screen here for buhbai, getting the end of the battle and fight. Leveling up, second dash is now active. Gonna make our way towards the end of reflection here into the summit. Sound defense finishing chapter 5. Only 4 deaths. Very clean chapter for him. Going into chapter 6. Climb the summit music, always really good music to hear. Track is just a banger. So summit is from the bottom, chapter 6, from 500 meters onward in order. We're going to be doing chapters 1 through 5 mechanics again. Adding the second dash into that mix makes for some very interesting rooms. So chapter 6 portion finished here. For buhbai, going into 500 meters is the chapter 1 mechanics. In my opinion, the worst part of the climb is 1500. I know some other runners share my opinion, but that portion is probably the harshest death-wise because of how long the rooms are. See some optimizations here from buhbai through these dream blocks. Oh, we're gonna have to hit that wall. Making use of the double dash very well here. You're gonna jump out of these blocks. Oh, does not have a doesn't have a dash, so he's trying to think of how you can get out of that situation. It's not possible, by the way. If you run out of dash at any point through any of those blocks, there is no going back. Alright, buhbai coming up on 1500 meters. Chapter 3, like I was talking about earlier, it is the harder portion, in my opinion, of the summit. These cycles can be pretty unforgiving, as we've already seen on the live screen. Let's do this room. That right there is... I just think I just saw him phase through the block. I could, or the dust, I could be wrong. But that screen went by very fast. Sound defense. Going through the bumper portion here of the climb. Or reflection, rather. It's pretty good backup by sound defense. Falling down to get the feather. I'm unsure if taking a death, hitting retry very quickly there to get back to the top of that room to grab the feather is quicker, or is it just worth falling, get the feather, unless through it. Going to chase darkness here. The buhbai screen, we're adding the wind mechanic from chapter 4 onto 2000 meters. By going for a setup on this room. Looks like he got through it very clean. That was some very impressive stuff. Helps to destroy that block. It doesn't need it anyway. Coming up on one of the last rooms for buhbai for 2000 meters. Sound defense now starting his battle and fight. Only 500 meters, chapter 5 mechanics. Yeah, buhbai deals with this portion of the summit. Ooh, very quick work of that room, pretty impressive stuff. Seeing top level runners deal with of these screens is insane, boggles my mind of how confident they can be going into these rooms that are, they just handle it like flawlessly. Or skip one. Oh, misses the second one. The second one, right? Saving millions of hours worth of time. Very happy about that. Great. We are now on the last portion of the summit for buhbai here. 30 flags. We are done after that. Let's see how buhbai decides to tackle these 30 flags. Very quick work of this last portion of the summit. We're gonna see the increase of gravity instantly change to a decrease in gravity. Flag 18, flag 17, we are flying through these things. Sound defense, believe coming up on the ending of the first phase of battle and fight. Yep. You're gonna get these speech bubbles, and then we're gonna move into phase 2. Oh, takes a death right there at the end of that flag. Harsh. I don't know why buhbai decided to die there. I got the double dash of Punisher. No idea. Something interesting to take note of is this decreased gravity making us a lot more floaty in the air, allowing us to, when we do dash up or make a jump off a cloud, we carry our momentum a lot easier in the upward direction. And while we're falling, we are able to maintain some of it for slightly longer, making some of these stages very interesting to approach. Flag 5 now for buhbai coming up on this final stretch. No altered gravity now for the last portion here. It doesn't get the respawn of the crumble blocks. Very quick work of this. I believe this is the second flag. Ah, hurts flag 3. Always hurts to die at the end of a long stretch of room. Be very taxing mentally. Do it a couple times and you will be pretty easily discouraged. Yeah, you teabag that block there, buhbai. That's how I'd be feeling as well. Jump on that spike. Jump it. Oh, no. Alright, sound defense. Finished with chapter 6, entering his summit climb now. by last flag. Finished with the race by very impressive stuff. Final time of 36:31. 38283 milliseconds. Congratulations on the victory. Sound Defense doing his summit climb now. Buhbai, if you are listening and you would like to do an interview, you are more than welcome to join me in the Discord. Sound Defense finishing up his first segment of the summit, going to be moving on to 500 meters. What was that spring right there? That would have been harsh, considering that's the end of that room. Is he on pace for PB? It looks like he is on pace for PB. His PB is a 54:02. So if he is able to keep pace, he looks like he'll be PBing. Deaths like that are not too harsh. Shorter rooms are more forgiving for deaths towards the end of stages. Yeah, you just have to take the death there, unfortunately. There's just no way to recover from that. So I haven't mentioned this yet, but death count in Celeste speedrunning does not actually determine a winner based on time. If you are dying more at the beginning of rooms, but someone else is dying less further in rooms, you could still see the person dying more still win a race based on time, because deaths towards longer ends of longer rooms can be very costly. So let's see if something else is gonna have to approach this part. Has to go for the backup, gets it successfully. Something's making swift progress. For his dream blocks portion here has been pretty clean. Has had to go for some backups, but no big deaths, thankfully. Last stream here of the chapter 2 portion. Moving on to the 1500 meters, my worst and most hated section of Celeste speedrunning. See how Sound Defense deals with these rooms on cycles. Honestly, who enjoys a good room, cycle-based rooms? They are the worst. this room in particular is pretty long, so taking deaths in this room can be pretty costly. It takes a long time to move off the platform that spawns spikes. If you stand there too long or move off of it, pretty interesting they decided to do that, for lack of a better word. Coming up on one of the last rooms for this portion of the summit. So now that we've been enjoying the cycles, getting past this last cycle portion is a bit of a breather. 2,000 meters now, chapter 4. Wow, I do not know how he didn't die there to the spike. Chapter 4, mechanics being reintroduced. It's a Monka-esque moment for me. Yes, the dreaded wind in our lives. Oh, so painful. Movement forward. Snowball to the face. See it happen. Must have deserved it in a past life, I guess. Chapter 4 mechanics, speedrun wise, can be pretty grueling. If you are able to do it fast enough, though, the wind can be a non-factor, and the cloud blocks can actually make some of these parts pretty cool. It doesn't get far enough. As he takes the death. See, that's one of those portions where hitting retry could be slightly faster, because you don't have to take the time to fall. Looking pretty good. Double dash upward, gets through there. Right. So if sound defense stays on this kind of pace, PB is looking real good right now. Got about 10 minutes left before PB is as inescapable, or as escapes us rather. So keeping like this, gonna be looking like a minute or so PB. Right, finished with this portion of the big climb. 2,500 meters coming right up. Served hot and fresh. I love the red bubble mechanic in this game, better than the normal bubble, because at any point the bubble does not end because of a set distance. You can set it in any direction, and it'll just go infinite. And then as soon as you dash out of it, it'll bust. So if you're very good at using the bubbles, you can do some pretty interesting stuff with them. And then level creating on top of that can add for pretty cool stuff. the spike on the side of that block. I didn't think that he actually hit that, but game does not lie. Dashing there to make sure that they get through the room. Block crush you if it really needed to. Taking the safe way through this room, not a bad idea. Honestly, safe strats at this point, if we're just going for the PB, could just be the ticket. No point in doing dangerous strats if you were honestly on a good PB pace. Getting that time down as much as possible. Doesn't have a dash here, takes the death. Dash required there. Jump over this, dash one, skip up the wall, dash over there, drop down the spring. Get your dash back, opting not to dash upward on that to preserve the time that it takes the block to come back down from pushing you upward. As Madeline said, this is the home stretch, 3,000 meters, 30 flags. You got about 7 minutes, 6 minutes, 30 seconds till PB. Still possible. Stay on the edge of my seat here. Flag 28. Alright. Very good use of double dash blocks there, or bricks there. Good climb. Alright, making swift progress through the summit. See if he knows how to get up there without the energy. Decides to take the death. So I don't know if you're able to, with increased gravity, but with normal gravity, if you neutral jump off of a block, and then push towards the direction where you jumped from, meaning pushing back towards the wall, you can gain height from a neutral jump doing like that. And that doesn't expend any energy, but with higher gravity, I am unaware of if you were able to do that or not. Good. Number 19, decreased gravity, making for more floaty stages. Let's see how Sound Defense decides to tackle these stages. 5 minutes left till PB. We are all rooting for you, Sound Defense. You can do it, buddy. Oh, you hate to see it happen. The death right there, the spike barely clipping Madeline. That's so harsh to see. That is just demoralizing. It happens again. Oh, man. Oh, that's just so demoralizing. Not only the first time it happens, because you know you beat that portion of the stage, but you're just like, I have to do it again. And then only to have it happen a second time. Hate seeing it happen. Feels so bad. So I do believe, unless Sound Defense has a magnanimous summit climb here. Actually, I'm not gonna speak just yet. He's performing right now. So I'm not gonna say PB is out of reach. He does still have 3 more minutes So if he does have a great climb, it can still happen. But he does have to play pretty dang near perfect if that's what's gonna happen. Number 7 here. That might actually seal the deal right there. Flag 8? Oh, flag 6, pardon me. Please shock me, sound defense. I want to see you PB flag 5. Looking very hot. Flag 3. Down to the wire, folks. Opts for the wall grab there for safety. Very good idea. Flag 2. 2 minutes remaining. Flag 1. Relaxation mode does not start until you hit that last flag. And that is time for sound defense. PB 52-42 for sound defense. That is a PB from a 54-04, I believe. Congratulations, sound defense, on your run. Well done. Congratulations to buhbai for the win. GG's in chat for your racers. If either racer would like to come do an interview, you're more than welcome to join me. While I'm waiting, please make sure to give our runners a follow. Very entertaining race, down to the last second. And if you are so inclined to drop one for me as well, much appreciated. But yes, that was the race between buhbai and the sound defense for our Celeste Any Tournament. So while looks like sound defense is going to be joining us for an interview, welcome, sound defense.
Hello.
How are you feeling after that PB?
I'm feeling pretty good, gotta say. I still think I can do better. I had some really rough stretches, but you know, any PB is a good time, so I'm happy with that.
I was noticing right there at the climb, that death right there on the spike at the very end of one of those flags that happened twice.
Oh, that killed me. I was so upset.
I was watching that. I was like, that would put me on such tilt.
I didn't know that was even possible.
Yeah, you like clipped the very edge of the spike, and I was just like, that is so demoralizing from a race perspective, because you've already done that flag, you've already finished it, and then you have to do it again, let alone a third time.
Yeah, that was rough, but I know I could tell by my time that I still had plenty of time to PB, so I just tried to push it out of my mind.
Right. Did that put you on tilt for like a couple flags, or did you just relax, take it back?
Oh no, I was extremely on tilt for a couple of flags. I was racing without a mic for a reason.
That's good. That's good. So let's start with the best portion of that run for you. What do you think you did the best?
That's a good question. I feel pretty good about how reflection went for the most part. Like, that's not one of my more practiced sections.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, aside from a few annoying deaths, maybe that wasn't the best part. Like, I feel, I don't know, in each
like, the
case,
run overall was pretty solid.
Hey,
so if you can't really pick out the best part, what do you feel was the worst?
The worst? Oh boy, that's It's hard to say because like each chapter like consisted of like a few really good sections and then one section where everything just sort of went to hell.
Mhm.
I think like the most frustrating part to me was probably the reflection battle. Honestly, just
Okay, yeah.
like the few times you could see my feather just run directly into a spike ceiling. It's like I'm
Yep.
playing with Joy Cons, so occasionally lose perspective of where the control stick is pointing. So that's a little
Right.
annoying.
Oh, you're playing on the Switch then.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so I was wondering why you weren't going for the seeker activation of buttons yet, but it turns out we don't have that yet on Switch. So,
Oh, well, the reason is because I probably don't know what that is.
okay, so when a seeker runs over a button on PC, they are able to activate the coin switches on Chapter 5.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah,
I'm
so that's not in Switch yet, is it?
no, that's always been in the Switch version. I'm not very good at that. There's only
Okay.
one section where I can like really reliably do that. So,
Okay. Um, so we're almost out of time here. So, do you have any closing thoughts for our viewers?
not much. Just thanks everyone for sticking around so long after Buhbai finished, and hopefully my run later tonight I'll be able to improve on this time.
Oh, are you doing another race tonight?
Yeah, at 10 Eastern, I'm racing against Link Force.
Oh, very cool. So, if anybody else is gonna be around at 10, make sure you tune into that race. It'll be very cool. So for the closing out of this, we've got another uh, Celeste Any Tournament race going on right now on this channel. It's coming up after me. It is going to be Gabix versus Sonic 33 Blaster. So stay tuned for that. So I do not want to hold them up for any longer. So thank you guys for watching, and hope you enjoyed the race.